Hello and welcome to Course Like Your Car Brochure channel, and in today's episode, the special edition Ford Escort Firefly. Hello and welcome back, and if you're new to Course Like, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube, looking at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s and sometimes beyond that as well. So if you're interested in cars, car brochures, looking back on cars gone by, please consider subscribing. It is all completely free. Anyway, back to today's episode. Yes, the Firefly name again, this time for the Ford Escort. This particular episode was first aired on a Saturday. Saturdays we always do special edition, limited edition versions of various different makes and models. So like I say, today's is the Escort, so let's have a look at this one now. And here is today's brochure, the Escort Firefly. Like I say, a special edition, although by this time special editions weren't really shouted about the same that they were at the end of the 70s. There weren't any great stripes and weird little extra details on the beauty rings, etc. They always seem to be more conventional by this time. This brochure is dated September 1988. And in fact, we've looked at the Firefly name as a special edition Ford many times. Not long ago we was looking at the Ford Fiesta Firefly, where we came to the conclusion it was pretty much a Fiesta gear without a gear badge on. Well, this seems to be very much on a similar theme, very much like an Escort gear in many ways, which we'll have a look at in a moment. We also, when we was looking at the Fiesta Firefly, we mentioned the colours on there. At this time, this would have been Rosso Red, but we talked about how Rosso Red became Radiant Red. This is Radiant Red, and again, the only colour choice, you had to have it in Radiant Red. Zooming in on the main image there, it actually looks quite nice in this red, actually. Colour coordinated wing mirrors, always showing you that's a bit of a higher spec model, and we'll see in a moment that I think that's pretty much a Escort gear wheel trim that they've thrown on there, as well as other things like a sunroof. So nicely spec'd, that's for sure. Like I said, it only comes in red is the only thing, so you had to either love red to get the Firefly. I always found red cars look really nice. After a few years, I think you kind of tire of red somehow, but certainly it does look nice in this brochure. Now, gone are the days of them little tiny brochures that Ford used to throw out in the late 70s. They kind of folded out. This is very much a conventional, in some ways not as exciting as them old special editions used to be that Ford used to make. As I open the brochure, or attempt to open the brochure one-handed, we can look at and give some really nice images of the Firefly. I don't believe it actually said Firefly actually anywhere on it though, which is a little bit weird. We'll start with the text, and then I think we'll come back to these images and we'll kind of see how it's very similar to an Escort gear. It tells a delight in the luxury and distinction of the stunning new Escort Firefly, a highly individual special edition that definitely stands out from the crowd, finished in stylistic radiant red and refined to a lavish specification. The Escort Firefly is bound to cause a buzz. The standard 1.4 litre engine delivers power in plenty, smoothly through the 5-speed manual transmission. And indeed, very much like the Escort gear, you had a choice of either a 1.4 litre or a 1.6 with 5-speed gearbox. You also got body coloured tone bumpers with bright inserts, electrically operated heated door mirrors with body colour housings, central locking by key with built-in torch, tinted glass, centre console with integral coin slots and cassette storage, tachometer and quartz digital clock, electrically operated front windows, astral fabric trimmed seats and a rear seat centre armrest, screened glass sunroof, and an electronic sound system ECU2 with separate power amplifier and radio aerial in tailgate windows heating elements. So very much what you would see on a Escort Ghia. Our main image, like I said, nice looking car with the red and those red door mirrors on there. Looks like we've also got a little bit of a side stripe on there, and of course the very useful car park avoidance system, these little rubber strips to start people hitting your car in the supermarket car park, as they always did. We've gone for the bright inserts on the bumpers, again more of a Ghia thing. In fact, let's just throw a picture of the Escort Ghia up actually, because you'll see these same wheel trims. There you go, there's your Escort Ghia, although you'll notice it doesn't have the colour coordinated mirrors on there, but you can certainly see the wheel trim being the same sort of thing. I guess the Ghia badge will probably be the only reason why you would particularly want this over the Firefly. Actually, it was a pretty good special edition. This one's also got a little bit of a number plate on there. I'm not sure if it's a genuine one. Maybe worth having a look to see if this one's still around, I don't know. There's your interior of the Firefly again. Very much reminds me of the interior of the Escort Ghia. Quite an attractive looking interior, quite light, so I'm sure it would show a few marks up in there, but certainly for this generation of Escort, not badly equipped actually. And another little look at this same car in motion. Great images actually, not too bad pictures at all in what was just a throwaway little handout at the time. And this is your back page. Your dealer stamp would have been here, but let's have a look at some of the specifications where it lists it all out for us. So engineering, body 5-door hatchback of course, engines are 1.4, 1.6 5-speed gearbox, manual choke with electronic brakeless ignition on 1.4, so even here in 88 still manual chokes, although it's an auto choke on the 1.6. In some ways actually prefer a manual choke actually, but anyway, exterior grey body side mouldings with bright inserts, body coloured toned bumpers with bright insert, coach lines, single tone horn, central door locking including torch key, electrically operated and heated door mirrors with body colour housings, tinted glass, tyres 175/70 by 13, wheels 5x13 steel with full wheel covers, and of course we had a tailgate wash wipe, interior colour keyed cut pile carpet, cigar lighter, illuminated front, quartz digital solid state clock, centre console with integral coin slots and cassette storage, perforated parchment headlining. We get that in-car entertainment system ECU2, includes power amplifier, 4 speakers, aerial incorporated into the rear windscreen, tachometer, glove box with lid and illumination, load compartment boot, carpeting, tilting removable rear package tray, and a passenger sun visor vanity mirror. It continues to tell us it's got a 60-40 split rear seat back, folding rear centre armrest, fully adjustable front head restraints, astral fabric trim in shadow colour, 2-spoke soft feel steering wheel with centre horn push, tilting sliding sunroof with louvered blind, wind down rear windows, electrically operated front windows. Only one body colour as it tells you here, radiant red. Options, it tells us we can have ABS with the manual gearbox, but you can have an auto gearbox as well on the 1.6. We can also get a graphic equaliser and a heated windscreen. It starts listing, your standard features which you'll get on all the Escort models, things like, impact resistant bumpers, locking fuel cap, the light halogen, the heater ventilation system. It goes through the instruments like the speedometer, and then moving down talking about things like the locks, the anti-burst door locks, tow hooks, front and rear, the wipers, 2-speed intermittent, instrument panel, ashtrays, lights, luggage compartment, controls, mirrors, seats, fully reclining front, rear folding seat back and cushions, the door trim, seat belts, grab handles, sun visors, switches, tailgate, boot and gas struts. But like I said, because this is a high spec model, it certainly adds a lot to those basic features. So here we go with the final image in this brochure. Very small picture of the front end of Y801 YEP, but overall nice special edition, wasn't it? Certainly when I think back to that time period, my dad had an E registered Ford Sierra Sapphire 1.8L, and believe you me, that was super basic, didn't have half the features that this rather nice little Escort Special Edition had. One disappointment with this brochure is it doesn't show the rear of the car. Now we've said there's no Firefly badge on there, I can't see one, but did it have one on the back? Certainly on the Fiesta it did, if we just remind us of that one. There is the Fiesta with that Firefly decal on there, so I'm not sure if that had a similar style Firefly badge on the back, but you'd think it would show it in the brochure, wouldn't you? But anyway. And at the bottom here, it's published by the Marketing Programmes, Ford Motor Company Limited, Brentwood, Essex, England. Code for this brochure, FA865. And confirmation, this is September 1988. Designed and produced by Alan Burrows Limited in Gateston, Essex. And it was printed in England by Jared and Sons Limited, Norwich. Like I say at the bottom here, this is where your dealer would normally stamp it and the little Ford badge at the end. Anyway, there we go. Thank you so much for watching today. Quarterlight and the Escort Firefly for 1988. Yeah, it's not the most exciting special edition. Probably not a special edition that made you do a double take, but still, you can certainly understand why people would have bought these. Very high spec, and all the equipment you would have been happy with in 1988. Certainly if you remember these, please jot it in the comments. Always love reading your comments, and I do read each and everyone's comment on there. Anyway, we'll end by saying, if you've not done already, please do consider subscribing. It is completely free. Not only helps the channel greatly, helps the channel grow and give you better brochures and videos, but it also helps you find the videos you want to see, of which there are almost 500 now. Anyway, I'll end by putting a couple of boxes up. They are for other videos you might want to just click on and have a look at. But we'll end by saying, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, whatever you're up to. Please do take care. We'll see you very soon, and goodbye.